everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking about chickpeas and how to prepare dried chickpeas. It's really not hard to deal with the dried chickpeas, but it does definitely take some time. So you want to make sure that you have the time to deal with them before you get into them. But the first thing you want to do is empty that bag or however you bought them onto a plate or something like that and just sort through them. You want to make sure there's no stones in there or peas that don't look very good. You want to remove those and just get rid of them. Then you want to give them a good rinse. You just want to rinse them off really well, and then you can soak them in two ways. You can prepare them in two different ways. The first thing would be a quick soak method, and that's where you would deal with it if you have less time to mess with them. After you sort them, rinse them, drain them, then you can put them in a pot with a lot of water, generally about 1 part of chickpeas to 2 or 3 parts of water. You just want to make sure that they're covered with a lot of water. Bring it to a boil. Allow it to boil for 2 minutes. That's all. Set your timer, 2 minutes. Turn it off, take them off the heat, cover that pot up, and then set your timer for 2 hours and allow them to sit in that hot water, which will slowly cool down for 2 hours time frame. When you're finished with that 2 hours time frame, then you want to drain all that water off of them, give them another rinse, and then fill that pot back up with water again. It might be 3 to 4 parts of water to 1 part of chickpeas, but just put a whole lot of water in the pot, cover them, leave a lot of space between the top of the water and the chickpeas. Put it back on the stove, bring them to a boil, lower the heat so that they just simmer, and allow them to cook until they are as soft as you want them to be. I can't tell you exactly how long it's going to take because it will vary depending upon your stove and how old the chickpeas are. The older they are, the longer they will take to cook. Some resources say it takes up to 2 hours to cook them. And to be honest with you, I cook chickpeas all the time from dried. I have never experienced them needing to take 2 hours to cook. So that is your quick soak method. For the traditional method, you would of course sort through, rinse and drain your dried peas initially, and then you can put them in a pot covered with a lot of water. You want to make sure there's plenty of extra water in there, and then just allow them to sit. You don't cook them first, you just allow them to sit for 6 to 8 hours or up to 12 hours. So it can be overnight or early in the morning to the middle of the afternoon, whatever is convenient for you. Then you want to drain off that water and then give a quick rinse and put fresh water in the pot. Give them plenty of space again. You want to have a lot of extra water in that pot. Bring it to a boil, lower the heat, and allow them to simmer once again until they are cooked. One thing not to do, 2 things not to do. You don't just take your dried peas, rinse them off, and put them in the pot and cook them until they're done. They need that soaking time. If you don't give them that soaking time, they're going to be harder to digest, and you are going to have a potential gas issue when you're done eating them. So you really do want to give them that time to soak. Another thing not to do while you are cooking them, and this is the final cook if you're using the quick soak method, is do not add any salt or acid like lemon juice or vinegar to the water early on. If you do that, the outer skin is going to be on the tough side, and the chickpeas are going to be very hard to get cooked. They're going to be tough. It's going to be hard to break into those skins and allow them to cook properly. So you're going to find that they're cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, and yet they're not cooking. They're not getting soft. Don't add salt. Don't add acid to the water until they are just about done. When I cook the chickpeas myself, this is my own thing, I don't put anything in the water, period. I wait until I cook them to season them because I might want different seasoning depending upon how I'm going to use them. And if I add them to my salad, I don't need any seasoning whatsoever, no salt or anything on them because that's already in my dressing. So, very important tip on there is to not add anything to the water or wait until they're almost done before you do. Well, I do hope this helps. These instructions will be in the description box below, and they're also on my blog for Chickpeas 101, the basics. I do hope this helps. Bye for now.